Okay, I just wanted to real quickly touch on maybe a couple answers to objections. Uh, the most important thing is when you get an objection, and let's just say it's an initial approach, and somebody gives you an objection, which Teresa and Christy got to experience this other day when we were talking with Gary Harris at Harris Automotive. He was real resistant, kept throwing up these objections. You always want to use these words. I understand what you're saying, or understand how you feel, but you say you understand, you empathize with whatever situation they're going through, and then you come back with some type of story or testimony or something of how we can solve that problem. So, for example, the one that comes to my mind often is we had I was cold calling with this girl in Columbus, Georgia, and we had gotten like 5 no's in a row. In fact, 2 or 3 of them were kind of mean, uh, and but we walked into the Harley Davidson store, like on number 5 or 6, and we approached the guy. Hi, my name is Chuck. This is Stephanie. We're just in the area doing some sign inspections. We work with Paytech Visa Mastercard, and we just wanted to make sure that you're aware of all the new trends in the Visa Mastercard that help you save money, or some of the new things that you can do to help you save money. Well, the guy said, well, we just had our bank to do an analysis, and they said we got a really good rate. We've had several people actually come in here and tell us we got a really good rate. And so basically I said, well, I understand how you feel. But we had another customer that the same way. We approached him. He was actually getting ready to open up a new coffee shop, and we approached him. He goes, hey, listen, I've had tons of people look at my statement. They all say we have a great rate. And he said, but since we're opening up a new shop, I'll let you go ahead and take a look at it. So we took a look at it, and sure enough, he did. Everything was at cost. Well, the fact that we knew what true cost was, which is what we teach you, is what true cost is and what you're paying above cost. We were able to say, are you sure there's not any other fees? Because I can't imagine a processor processing your credit card fees at cost, unless there was some kind of crazy mistake or whatever. But is there any other, any other statements or any other, fees that are getting charged, in another place? And the guy said, well, I do get a summary statement on these on my 3 stores. When he gave me the summary statement, he was paying 29 cents a transaction on a, $3.50 cup of coffee. 29 cents. Well, when we got done, saving him about 20 cents, per transaction, it was like, $2,100 a month in savings on those 3 locations. So, it really doesn't hurt just to take a look at it, and, maybe we can give you some information that'd be helpful. Would that be possible? We could just, take a look at it and kind of see where you're at. The guy said, yeah. So he said, well, I guess it doesn't hurt. So he let us take a statement. We looked at it, did an analysis. We ended up saving about $150 a month. And he did, make a change to go with us. So that's just an example of I understand how you feel. And then as you're out there working, like you build off of these objections that you hear. Like if you walk in one store and you get this objection, they blow you away, then when you go back to your car or wherever, you sit and think, now how can I overcome that objection? And think of a story or a testimony or an experience you had. Like Teresa and Christy and I got some great testimony from Gary Harris the other day. He talked about, hey, this is what's happened in the marketplace. This is what I've experienced. I almost can't stand for you guys to walk in my door, and why? Well, basically because everybody's going to save you money, and then when you need help, you can't get a hold of them. Well, we solved that problem. I understand how you feel. I'll give you an example of another customer. They actually let me do an analysis for them. It was a pizza store in East Ridge at one time, and I think, wow, he's going to let me do an analysis. I was able to save the guy $75 a month. I thought, wow, $75 a month, that's great. That's almost $1,000 a year. This guy's he's going to change. And so when I went and did my presentation, he goes, no, he goes, I think I'll just stay where I'm at. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, really? And so I said, well, let me ask you a question. Why are you afraid to save $75 a month? In other words, there's a fear. If a person doesn't make a move, why did he not move? There's a fear. And here's what he said. He said, because you guys never do what you say you're going to do. Okay, so that was the objection. It wasn't that he didn't want to save $75. The objection was is you guys don't do what you say you're going to do. So what I did is I gave him the guarantee. I said, look, if I don't do what I'll do, I'll pay you $100. I mean, here's my credit card number right now. You can trust our company, and I'm willing to, put myself up front and say yes, And but I understand how you feel. I said I've been in the industry. We've been in the industry. Paytech's been in the industry for 13 years. You can say that we've been in the industry for actually longer than that. Paytech is 13 years old, but I've been in the industry, like 4 or 5 years before that. So 15, 16 years, and that's the number one problem is that the agents don't do what they say they're going to do. People don't keep their word, and we, with all of our hearts, seek to do that. If we fail in any way, we want to know about it, make that right, and but that's the confidence you can have. The reason I shared that. So when I did that, the guy went ahead and made the change. He's like, okay, I'll give you a shot. So you got to find out what the true objection is. But you always understand, empathize with what they're saying, and you come back with a testimony or a story of how we solved a problem with somebody to flip them into talking further. And like I was going to say, Christy and Teresa got to experience that with Mr. Harris, and I'm really hopefully confident that Teresa and I will close them today. This is like November the 9th or 10th. I think today's November 10th that we're going to close them today. So anything with that said, that's basically how you answer objections. Okay, I hope all this was helpful, and we'll have continuous trainings. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to try to answer those for you.